Hi everyone, this is Dave from Geekanoids. Now, about a week ago you will have seen my unboxing and product tour on the Palm Pre 2. But this is my full review, so I'm going to let you know exactly what I think of this very compact and neat mobile phone. Now, before I kick off this review, I'll let you know that the people that sent me this were Clove Technology. £354 they're selling the unlocked Pre 2 for. Check out their website at clove.co.uk. So on with the review. This is a nice handset. It's not going to be quite the same as you've come to maybe be used to with Android or an iPhone, but this runs WebOS version 2. It's got a 1 GHz processor, and I showed you in my previous video, which was the product tour, this slide out QWERTY keyboard. This is one of the first things I wanted to show you on this video because it is very nicely spaced and it's nice to type on. So I do like that a lot. If I go into my email and then into my inbox, here we've got my emails. If I scroll through my emails, I can delete them very easily. I've got somebody here who's subscribed to my channel, so I can just swipe that off to the left hand side and that gets rid of that email very quickly. If I want to respond to an email, if I tap on it, it opens up the email, and then I can actually respond by tapping this icon down here. And I'm now in the composed new email screen, and this is where this QWERTY keyboard comes into play. So let's try it out. So I'm using two thumbs, so thumb typing. Now my thumbs are quite big, but I'm still managing to hit the right keys. Sorry, I should get that in shot so you can see what's coming out as well. Let's move this away from the camera a little for you. Hit the wrong key there. So it's got predictive as well. Let's try to correct something there. So it is a little bit cramped down here, but I think generally they're nicely spaced. Now, because of the design of the phone, you're not going to be able to use it for finger typing because it's got this sort of curvature to the back when it's open. So if you're trying to type, it wobbles about too much on the desk. So it's definitely for thumb typing, but I think that's pretty good. I think that's quite a good keyboard to type on. So that's one of the first things I liked. Let me just get rid of this. There probably is a quicker way of doing this. Let's go back to the main home screen by using a gesture. So it's kept that composed window up. I can switch back to my inbox perhaps, and I'll go back one stage using one of these gestures just underneath the screen. So it's really quite nice to sort of navigate around. Now, going between screens, it's really snappy. Going between applications, it seems to work nice and fast as well. It's got a 1 GHz processor, which probably helps with that. Let me just close that keyboard down. The size is another thing that I like. Once it's actually closed, fits nicely into the hand. Call quality, let's cover that off as well. You've got the little microphone pickup here. Call quality for outgoing calls, very clear. Incoming call quality, extremely clear as well. The speaker on the back does a good job when you're listening to videos or music. And what I sort of like is just the way the interface is done. So I can sort of swipe between screens of applications, and then I can go back one as well by using one of these gestures down the bottom. I suppose what I don't like, and I think just one of the things that lets it down, is sort of the lack of content. I know there's an app catalogue you can go into and you can add all the popular applications to it, but it just doesn't seem to appeal as much as something like an iPhone or an Android phone. But maybe that's just my lack of experience with the WebOS, and maybe with WebOS version 3 that's hopefully coming soon, with the Palm Pre 3, maybe that will sort of make things a lot better, and maybe more developers will start developing apps for it. But I think it's just the apps that sort of let the whole handset down. Having said that, let me go back out to the main home screen. I like the way you can stack things up. I like the sort of animations that happen here. So I could go perhaps onto my wallpapers and have a look in here, and then if I want to go back one, I can go back one easily. It does all work very fluidly, and I can certainly see why somebody would want to purchase this handset. It does have some nice features, and if you don't want to be sort of in with the rest of the pack and just have an iPhone, then it is a viable alternative. You can get your emails done, you can surf the internet. Actually, let's have a look at browsing on here for you, if I can do that fairly quickly. That's system settings. Here we've got YouTube app, PDF viewer, quick office. Here we've got the internet, so we can gain access to the internet here. So let's type in a URL. The obvious one is going to be Geekanoids. So let's go www.geekanoids.co.uk and return, and this will load the website up. We're connected via Wi-Fi at the moment. We've got some nice status icons at the top. It says we're on the web, current time, current signal strength for the Wi-Fi, current signal strength for the cell network, and also the battery strength. So this is my website. Let's close that screen. Will it go round into the landscape? Yes, it does, very nicely. We can scroll up and down, so it renders the page nicely. Let's have a look at one of the videos. So this is one of the videos here. Let's tap play, and there is no support for Flash within the browser, and it won't open up. Oh, here we go. I beg your pardon. It's come up with the video. Wow, so it does support that. Does it support multi-touch? Can we get this to zoom in? Can we go full screen? No, we can't, but it is playing the video in the browser. So WebOS on this little handset does do Flash support, but not multi-touch for some reason. Let's hit that X and now see if it does multi-touch. There we go, multi-touch in the browser. Let's see what happens if we hit that expand button to go full screen. No, it's ignoring that, but it will support multi-touch. So that's really cool. It's coming up with this X in the corner here when it doesn't like me doing something. So yeah, it's got some, I think it's because of the size of the screen that I'm not getting on with it. It doesn't like me clicking that, so it won't go full screen. When it finds something you don't like, it's going to come up with an X in this bottom corner. But all the rest of the time you can scroll, you can pinch to zoom. So it's a fairly nice experience, but because of the size of the screen, the 3.1 inch screen, it is quite fiddly to do. But I think it's okay. It's certainly okay for browsing. The fact you've got Flash support in the browser as well, really good. So yeah, a good overall experience. Let's go back out to that home screen, if I can remember the gesture. There we go, back out to the home screen. It's turned that around in the little preview window as well. We can keep this on a separate window, or we can add it to the stack. So I can stack it back in here as well. Or I can pull one of these out. Let's pull one of these out onto a separate screen, and you can sort of bundle perhaps all your email ones in one separate stack. So I've got one screen there for email stack and one there for other things. Perhaps I want the wallpaper one to go perhaps over here onto its own screen. So now I've got 3 screens going. So you can see sort of the flexibility on how you can get things sort of nicely organised for you on your home screen. Now, for me personally, I'm sort of waiting for the Pre 3 because I think that's got a nice larger screen. I think it's 3.6 inches as opposed to 3.1. So that extra ½ inch will make a lot of difference to the experience with multi-touch. But for now, the Pre 2, it does feel really nice. I could get used to using it probably. If I used this exclusively for a month, I would probably really get still all the stuff done that I needed to, but I'd probably just miss some of the apps. That's the niggling thing with it. But it's well built, it fits nicely in the hand, nice and compact, seems to be very well made. The sliding mechanism for the keyboard seems to be very nice. Battery life, getting probably about a day and a half to 2 days between charges. That's down to probably a combination of the design, the battery capacity, and also the fact that I'm not using apps on it all the time. I'm just diving into emails and calendar and communicating with people. So that's probably got something to do with the extended battery life. But the WebOS works nicely. The handset feels very nice. I would definitely check it out. It's certainly one that should be on your shortlist. It's available from clove.co.uk. Thank you very much for watching. Please come back soon and check out more videos on the Geekanoids channel.
This video is sponsored by Zinio, the best way to read magazines on your laptop, desktop or mobile device. Visit zinio.com.